The legend of Daniel Boone. Fact, fiction, lore, all of it fascinating and uniquely Kentucky. We'll examine a few Boone-attributed items here at the Kentucky Historical Society to try to get closer to the man rather than the myth.
It's impossible to separate Daniel Boone from Kentucky. He's an icon to our history. He's that symbol of the frontier spirit, his ferociousness as a hunter, his life as a frontiersman, but most of all, that idea of coming through Cumberland Gap, leading settlers into Kentucky. In the Kentucky Historical Society collections is a painting of Boone looking over the land of Kentucky. It was not an unpopulated land, and his relationship to the native tribes was relatively complicated, but it somehow also led to that legend that becomes Daniel Boone. We have a number of items in the Kentucky Historical Society collections related directly to Daniel Boone. When the remains of Daniel Boone and his wife Rebecca were moved from Missouri to Kentucky, here in Frankfort, as they were relaying the remains in a new casket, a plaster cast was made of the top of Boone's skull and then made into this model of the top of his skull, perhaps for research reasons, but we actually have that cast, that plaster cast here in the collections. There's some other items in the collection that are attributed to Daniel Boone, or connection to him, that isn't necessarily such a strong story. We have a piece of tree where his name is carved in. Now, we have no idea if he actually did it or someone else did. We also have Daniel Boone's rifle. The only problem is that, first of all, the name is spelled incorrectly, and I'm pretty sure Daniel Boone might have known how to spell his own name. But also, the weapon itself was made too late for Boone to have actually used. So even though we're fairly sure that most of these items were not made or used by Daniel Boone himself, they show that iconic figure that people want a connection to, that they claim that this is somehow part of Kentucky's history because he is such an important part of it.
To learn more, visit us online at history.ky.gov. From the Kentucky History Center and Museum in downtown Frankfort, I'm Doug High.